Warning, this video is made for entertainment purposes only. Any franchise, business, or corporations mentioned or listed above are only done so to perpetuate the impact of the humor. The opinions stated and stories featured in the following video are exaggerated and pertain to my personal experience. Any names of people listed in the video are fictional characters, and any relation to anyone living or dead is simply coincidence. Please don't sue me. Now, I've held down a lot of jobs throughout my life. And I mean a lot of jobs. My CV is probably thicker than some of y'all at this point. And one of the worst industries I've ever worked in has to be the retail industry. Retail jobs are honestly one of the most soul-sucking jobs you could ever work in your life, at least at the entry level. And you know that point in life when you're still job seeking and you're on some, I'll do anything. Then the anything comes along and you are like, fuck! Retail is that anything. If it's not shit hours you're dealing with, it's a shit workload. If it's not a shit workload, it's shit management. If it's not shitty management, it's shitty customers. And you're constantly putting in more than you're getting out. I've pushed a handful of retail jobs at different points in my life, and I can tell you, every second you spend at those jobs feels like you're selling your soul for 30 rand an hour, or even less sometimes. And it hurts to see the disparaging amount of black South Africans being the majority of the labor force in the retail industry, to the extent to which most black people have at least once been asked, do you work here? At a store where they don't even work at. But that 3.5 to 4.8k minimum wage at entry level that you're complaining is not enough is the same salary someone is feeding their family with. Generally speaking, retail jobs are supposed to be for the youth, but you'll come to find out that the reason they keep rejecting your application for that part-time Puma or Adidas job is because there's a bro in his late 30s filling that position and feeding his family with that salary. And you can't even be mad at that. The retail game is just that cooked. People's moms and dads work these jobs. People with whole qualifications and degrees work at these retail stores. This is a reality. We live in South Africa where job creation is an endangered species. Folks really work in retail because they want to. They do it because they have to. And you can't blame them. Job, angithi. As long as it helps pay the bills for the meantime, folks will pick up any type of spun to make ends meet. And you can feel that energy in the stores. Merchandisers reluctantly packing shelves, cashiers with bad attitudes, angry store managers screaming at employees, etc, etc. Though some working environments are definitely better than others, I'm sure there are some stores that create a stable and enjoyable work environment for employees. But generally, retail is really a favorable environment to work in. This ain't nobody's dream job, nigga. Though there are some people who do enjoy their time there. I knew of some folks who built their entire lives at their place of work. Their girlfriends were there, their entire social lives was there. Their entire lives revolved around the stores they worked at. And things like that make it even harder to leave. But for the majority of retail workers, I don't believe they love their job. Shit, I sure as fuck did not. It's literally the same shit, different day, and the hours are terrible. Some jobs range from the regular 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. But at this one job I was working at, I was clocking out at 7 p.m. And if your shift was from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m, you didn't even get to leave at 7 p.m. You left when there were no customers left in the store. And what's worse is time doesn't even flow normally in retail stores. You look at the time and it's 10:30. You look at the time again and it's 10 o'clock, baba. It's like the hyperbolic time chamber in there. You'll find yourself trying to flirt with customers to pass the time, while other brews go and chow stock at the warehouse for the thrill of it. And sometimes ukekeleza doesn't even help pass the time. And neither does the music. The music they play in retail stores is so ass, bruh. You'll be listening to the worst playlist ever compiled while slaving away, waiting for your shifts to end. Yo, the music is so ass, and God forbid one of those songs gets stuck in your head. And with regards to the customer service aspect of retail, that shit is ass too. You'll be filling up a shelf praying that a customer doesn't talk to you. And then they do. And they first hit you with the, do you work here? Like, nigga, are you blind? Yes, sis, I fucking hated that question. Sometimes I would genuinely want to say no, but unfortunately I did work there. Then they'd ask some bullshit question like, where can I find the toilet paper? Like, nigga, are you blind? Don't be fooled. The customer is always right is a myth. When you're working in the retail space, the customer is wrong 90% of the time. And retail is such a stagnant environment. You do the same thing and see the same people and have the same conversations every day. And sure, contracts end, people quit, folks get fired, others find better opportunities. People come and go. But most folks stay somewhat the same in such environments. there's barely any room for growth. You come across folks who've held down the same position for 5 years, maybe 10 years even. No promotion, just a yearly increase and maybe a certificate that says congratulations. You spent 5 years of your life here. Good job. And I'm not saying there's no prospects or opportunities in the retail industry. You can find a future in that industry if you intend to grow in it. And like I said, some companies are better than others. Some offer bursaries and learnerships and so on. But for the majority of retail workers, the job is just a means to an end. And I think some of these corporations take advantage of the fact that people need jobs. They know that the job market in SA is halfway down the toilet. And the government isn't doing shit, so they can advertise jobs for any weak ass salary and folks will come flocking. And most retail jobs are entry level anyway, so you're bound to be exploited, whether willingly or unwillingly. Hence the common stories you hear about ill treatment from managers towards employees and the overall unfavorable working conditions. And employees just enjoy the bullshit, cause where else are they gonna get the money to look after their families? If you were to ask most retail workers, they'll probably tell you that they don't feel valued at their place of work. These places treat you like you're expendable, cause in one way or another, you are. If you don't want to do this shitty job, there's like 10 other people holding out their CVs in the air who would gladly do it. In retail, you are not Beyonce, you are replaceable. Yeah, Munna, the retail game is so bad. I remember my first day at this one store, the name of which I will not mention. The working conditions were so ass. As soon as lunch break hit, I jumped on Facebook and I started looking for other vacancies. This one time, this one manager had me working in the stockroom where none of the customers could see me, because apparently my hair didn't align with the store's hair policy. And from one black person to another, that's fucked up. But hey, anything to please a white man, I need to. Fuck that nigga. Whole time this was bro's cut. And speaking of the management in retail, don't even get me started, exe. I once had this floor manager, Reginaldo. That bro was a proper fucking puss. Bro would walk the entire floor, throwing tantrums, yelling and threatening to kick out employees. Bro was rude as fuck, for no reason. Bro always had something to bitch about. The bros there used to clown him, saying that the reason he was always mad was because he got no pussy. That nigga was a proper cunt. And then there was this other manager who was going through a divorce at the time, and he would start by yelling at the female employees, then end up venting to them about his marital problems. Like, Ebaba, pull yourself together. Siyasebenza la. Mfana, these retail corporations stay choosing the worst people to put in leadership. However, as much as I despise the retail industry, I did end up taking a lot away from it. Retail did miracles for my social skills. I got to learn how to engage with different types of people. I learned how to adapt to different environments. And I met some pretty cool folks. I worked all those shitty jobs so I could stack my funds and execute the bigger goals that I had in mind at the time. And with time, I ended up succeeding in all those goals. So, if you actually are interested in working a retail job, I'll drop some links in the comments and in the description. But yeah, hey man, moral of the story is that as the black population in SA, economically we've been dealt a shit hand. But despite the circumstances that lead you to having to work a job that you'd rather not work, life doesn't have to begin or end at you clocking in at the job you hate. There is always a way out, and sometimes that way out demands you to stick through the tough working conditions for a little while longer. Sometimes it demands for you to upskill and qualify yourself. Sometimes it demands for you to simply seek opportunity elsewhere. Whatever it is, you don't have to be limited by your job. There is always something better. No one is where they ideally want to be, but the most important part is trying to do better for yourself, for your life, for your kids, for whatever you desire. Strive for more. Eventually, izinto ziyahlangana. Oh yeah, and also, fuck retail as a job, fuck retail as an industry, fuck retail as an entire motherfucking corporation. Fuck Reginaldo, fuck Simiso, fuck Jacques, fuck Henrico, fuck Mamruti, fuck Pumi, fuck all you motherfuckers. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. Fuck you too. I hope you die slow, motherfuckers. Fuck you and the entire clique you claim. Fuck you and your entire motherfucking crew. This is why I was taking 4-hour fucking lunch breaks, you bitch made ass motherfucker. Boost.